Sportsline, how are you doing today? It's nice to see you again. Have not seen you in a while. Nice of you to hop in first in the chat this morning. I am doing well. I'm getting better, probably about good 95% or so. I've been sick most of the month so far. Just shaking off the rest of this cold. Had been out of town for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Came back late last night. Glad to be back in town, back home again. We're going to be kicking things off in about 2 minutes here with the 1973 top set. Going to finish this last cycle on my intro here and get into my general chit chat just before our content at hand here. There we go. Just wanted to highlight real quick, since this is on the screen here in my homepage. You can see right here, just recently I did hit and go over, let me refresh that. I think it's a little bit higher than that now. I went over 100,000 views on all of my video content, which is awesome. I think it's 100,500 and something. Let me do a refresh here real quick. Yeah, 1,520 views on my content. It is nice to have you back in the chat there, Sportsline. It has definitely been a while. We got about a minute to go. Let me go over here into my other computer, and I'll give you my update that I usually do before I get into my content. And as you can see here, I do have 3,935 public watch hours that are approved by YouTube. So I need 65 more watch hours, and then I will have my needed 4,000. You can see my needle is almost pegged over here. It's got to go from not much blue. Think about when I made my 1,000 subscribers, I was about halfway to my goal, just under 2,000 watch hours. And now I am 65 hours away from getting monetized on my channel. So that is awesome. But if we take a peek here at the analytics, I'll switch over to the analytics here. Go to my last year data here. And you can see I have, of course, more than 3,900. If you bring your cursor over when you want to know your exact forecasted amount, you just hover over that, and you can see here that I have, it's a little bit small, but 3,949.5. So that Dante Delverme, Aaron Kinski, nice to have you guys in the chat here this morning. But yeah, I need 50.5 hours for my watch hours. This here shows kind of like the unprocessed and unverified watch time count. So it gives you an estimate as to how close you are getting to your 4K for your watch hours. Again, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. I'm hovering right about the 1,000 high 70s to low 80s. I gained some subscribers, but they don't subscribe the right way, so they go ahead and get bumped off my list. When they don't do it, you can go in and give somebody a thumbs up, and you'll initially get they'll subscribe to your channel and ring that bell, but they don't do as far as making a good comment on your channel. So that's why sometimes you'll get purged and you'll lose subscribers. That's because they don't subscribe the right way. Kevin's Card Collecting and More is here. Hello there, Kevin. Nice to have you in the chat here. But we are just after 10:30 on my clocks here, so I'm going to get ready to get into our content for our sports card set here of 1973 tops. But I just wanted to highlight those three areas on my channel just to give you an idea as to where I am. So yes, it will be soon, and very soon, quite possibly before the end of the month, I think. But we'll see how things roll along. So I'm going to adjust my camera here, get into our 1973 tops. 1973 tops was a 660 card set, a little bit smaller than the last one. but still good nonetheless. So without further ado, let's get into the content at hand. Let me move my computer so I can kind of keep an eye on the chat easier when I glance up from some of my reading there. Oh, there we go. Gotta turn that sound super low, but leave it on so I get credit for the watch hours. Yeah, you can actually get credit for your own watch hours if you are running it on your computer when you're doing your live on your stream on your phone. So don't forget, again, the thumbs up. Don't forget my thumbs up in the screen. All right. If any moderators do have time, I know some people are at work. Camden Disney's here. Thanks, Camden, for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. All right. And then, of course, Kevin's card collecting and more. Most likely Kevin's at work, kind of just watching or listening on the side while he's doing his work. But I do appreciate everybody that is in here. Sally Lloyd is here. Hey there. Well done, Donald. Yes, I am getting closer. But yeah, do appreciate everybody that is in here. We do show there's only 2 people in the stream, which I know that's probably more than that. But some might have come in and then hopped back out. Hopefully they're just letting my stream run in the background so I can get my watch hours for the live stream. You do get more credit for people when they do watch the live stream. So that does help. That's why a lot of people toward the end do tend to do lots of live streams so that they can get the extra credit. Okay, Camden Disney. Right now I would be at school, but it's snowing, so that's a good thing. So that must mean you didn't have school. Yeah, I think our schools were canceled here where we live. We were down south of Seattle the last 2 days, and it kind of snowed on again, off again. But yeah, as we were coming back yesterday, they had said in Seattle that they were canceling school for today in Seattle, and I'm sure in Marysville and Arlington here, they probably canceled school also. We didn't get a whole lot of snow, but it looks like the roads were icy and slick this morning. So that was probably what happened here also. So without further ado, it is 10:35. Let's get into our content at hand with the 1973 Topps. And again, I do appreciate everybody that did show up today to help support me on my stream and my channel. And hopefully you got the little teaser video that I uploaded just a little while ago of a special that was played at the conference last night. I did want to record more, but we weren't sitting in quite the right spots in the bigger church auditorium. But last night I had a pretty good shot, and I recorded one of the specials from the conference that I went to. It was just awesome. So without further ado, let's get into the 1973 Topps set. It says, the boast of baseball people that the game itself never changes got a little weaker again in 1973 with the arrival of the designated hitter. There were several schools of thought on the subject. One said that the new rule wouldn't last and the American League would junk it. The other school's position was that it couldn't miss, and the National League would adopt it. So far, both prophecies are wrong. The rule simply was that before the start of a game, a manager could designate one of his players to bat in place of the pitcher. It was supposed to get more punch into a lineup, make a place for veterans who could still hit but lack the agility to play good defense, and allow pitchers to stay in the game longer and not be removed for pinch hitters when they were pitching effectively. A perfect example was Minnesota's Tony Oliva. Sorry. Oh, I lost my spot, of course. And a perfect example was Minnesota's Tony Oliva, 3 times the American League's batting champion, but 4 times the victim of a knee operation. In the overall picture, attendance was up with a combined major league attendance of over 30 million people that year. But there were problems in some places. San Diego, for one, it was not a good team, finishing last in the National League West. Its attendance was the worst in either league. And to top it off, there was an announcement in late May that owner C. Arnold Smith intended to sell the team to a group that wanted to move the franchise to Washington. What Mr. Smith was going to do with his ball club was still undecided at year's end, but one thing was for sure: it wasn't moving to Washington. When the city of San Diego made it known that they would sue for damages totaling $84 million if the move were made, and neither the Washington Group nor Mr. Smith was prepared to indemnify against that, the Washington move was then ruled out. There was a franchise sold in the American League, and at what must be regarded as distressed prices. The Columbia Broadcasting System sold the New York Yankees for $10 million to a 17-member group headed by a Cleveland shipbuilder named George Steinbrenner III. The trio who had been in charge, President Mike Burke, General Manager Lee MacPhail, and Manager Ralph Hook, were all to stay on. By year's end, they were all gone. On September 30th, the last day of the season, Hook announced that he was retiring, though he had 2 years left on his contract. Less than 2 weeks later, he signed to manage the Detroit Tigers. While it was a surprise, it didn't cause any controversy. But after his Oakland team won the World Series, manager Dick Williams resigned. Also, with 2 years left on his contract, less than 2 weeks later, he signed to manage the Detroit. He resigned also with 2 years left on his contract. When the Yankees tried to sign, in fact did sign Williams as Hook's replacement, Oakland owner Charlie Finley said not unless he was compensated for the loss of his manager, whereupon Steinbrenner demanded compensation from the Tigers for Hook. It ended when the retiring American League president Joe Cronin decided that the Yankees couldn't have either one. Williams decided to retire from baseball temporarily, and the Yankees hired Bill Virdon as manager. The owners pulled a switch before the season and went on strike against the players. What they did was cancel all early training camp activity, saying that if there was going to be a players' strike, they didn't want the expense of preparing for a season that wasn't going to start. They were very careful never to say that the camps wouldn't open on schedule on March 1st, but only that the early camps would be canceled. Whether or not closing the regular camps would have constituted what the players called a lockout became meaningless when a 3-year were that players were able to settle contract disputes by arbitration, and that certain players, those with 10 years in the major leagues and last 5 with one club, would not be traded without their consent. The league championship series both went 5 games, with Oakland defeating Baltimore and the Mets defeating the Reds. The latter provided to be ammunition for those opposed to the idea of playoffs. The Mets finished just 3 games over 500 in winning the National League East race. The Reds, on the other hand, had the best record in baseball, and their division had 3 clubs whose season marks were better than the Mets. But the Mets won the playoff, and the Mets were the National League's representatives in the World Series. They certainly didn't embarrass their leagues or themselves. Although they did lose to Oakland, it went 7 games. However, New York scored more runs and got more hits than Oakland. What nobody could top Oakland in was controversy. The Mets won the second game on two errors in the 12th inning by second baseman Mike Andrews. The next day, Oakland owner Charlie Finley announced he was firing Andrews. Before the game, in a clubhouse meeting, manager Dick Williams told his players that win or lose, he would not be back next year. Such firings and announcements are usually made after the World Series is over, if then. Two Hall of Famers remembered throughout baseball, but especially in St. Louis, died during the year. Frank Frisch, who was the National League's MVP in 1931 as a player for the Cardinals and who managed their 1934 World Series champion, Gas House Gang, died at 74, and George Sisler died 2 weeks later at the age of 80, an outstanding first baseman for the St. Louis Browns, whom he later managed. He got a record of 257 hits in 1920, and 2 years later he hit 420 in what was named the American League Most Valuable Player. Warren Spahn, who first pitched in the big leagues for Casey Stengel's Boston Braves and wound up his career with Casey Stengel's New York Mets. I pitched for Casey before and after he was a genius, was elected to the Hall of Fame in a special election. Roberto Clemente was also enshrined. Before moving on to the quiz, let's stop to remember a quote from 1973. At the announcement to the press of the purchase of the New York Yankees, the head of the syndicate that bought the club, George Steinbrenner, said, "Look forward to coming to town just to see the games. We plan absentee ownership. We're not going to pretend to be something we aren't. I'll stick to building ships." The cards in this set. This was Topps' last set in which the cards were issued in consecutive series. It also had the last cards of Willie Mays and Luis Aparicio as active players. Value-wise, only 2 cards were in double digits. The Say Hilton Schmidt rookie card number 615, back then in 1986, was valued at $56, and Pete Rose's card number 130 at $12. The 660 card set also featured all-time leaders, cards number 471 to 478, with a special home run card, number 1, picturing Ruth, Aaron, and Mays. The manager cards also showed their coaches, and again there were 6 cards with boyhood pictures of top stars. So there we have it, the little capsulation and information about the 1973 card set. Now we are going to get into the cards themselves. So I'm going to get my phone ready so I can go through and highlight these cards as we go through. Our Posada is in the house. Our Posada is in the house. Okay, so let me move my tripod out of the way, readjust my keyboard tray here, unplug my phone until we're done reviewing the cards in this set, and we will commence to go through this set of cards. 20 minutes late, that's okay there, Posada, our Posada. Paul's in the house. All right, now we're starting to bump up. It seems like right after I get through the history portion of it, when I go into the cards, people start showing up in the live stream. But that's okay. Let me take off my hat for now so I can let my head breathe a little bit while I go through and highlight these cards. So there's that card number 1 that has Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and Willie Mays on it. That is an awesome card to have in your collection. With those 3 Hall of Famers, that would be what I class as a triple Hall of Fame card. All right. Well, let's go ahead and go through the design style. So pretty much on the design style of these, of course, you have your player portraits, the player name, the team name, the position they played, and then a symbol they used for each type of position that they played. So third baseman, pitcher, outfielder, a shortstop, catcher position. So that's kind of what the little diagram shows in the bottom right hand corner. But let's go ahead and go through these 660 cards and get them highlighted through this set. Hopefully you guys are having a great week and a great January, the first month of the year. All right. There is the Texas Rangers team card. All right. We'll just go through and highlight. I'll highlight some of the players that I'm more familiar with back in the day. Of course, in the 70s, I was watching baseball. Let's say 73. I was in high school. I think 73, if I remember right. I was a freshman in high school. I know. That just tells you how old I was back then, roughly. I was 15. No, I might have been a sophomore. Trying to think. So 73. No. I might have been, yeah, I think I was graduating from middle school. Boy, it makes you think sometimes when you think, okay, wait, what year is this and how old was I back then? I would have been 15. I graduated a year late because I did third grade twice. So I kind of did third grade twice because that year in third grade, my teacher thought I was not reading enough. So needless to say, you can probably guess what I did that summer when I did not have school. I pretty much turned into a readaholic. And next year in third grade, I passed through third grade with flying colors. All right. Don't mind showing, throwing out some of my personal history there once in a while. Just for those that don't know my age, so you can kind of guess. There you go, Roberto Clemente with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Shout out to Eric Jabs. All right. Yeah, you graduated there in 81. There, Paul. I would have graduated in 1976 if I didn't get left back, but I graduated in 1977. Yeah, so I was probably in 8th grade. I'm pretty sure. Back in this day. Wait, did I do those? Yeah, Roberto Clemente. Billy Williams and Rod Carew. Johnny Bench and Dick Allen. Johnny Bench, Dick Allen. Why are they? Oh, I see. They're RBI leaders and home run leaders. They were both in those positions there. That's why I was like, why do they have double cards for Bench and Dick Allen? Bench and Dick Allen. That's why. RBIs and home runs. All right. Stolen bases. Lou Brock. Bert Campaneris. Steve Carlton with the Philadelphia Phillies. Shout out to Dearman 2019. There's Steve Carlton again. These were the years he was with the Philadelphia Phillies. Back when I was following the Phillies. Living on the East Coast in New Jersey. Frank's Card Corner. How you doing there, Frank? Nice to see you in the chat here. We're up to 6. Up to 6 people in the chat. Vida Pinson. Raleigh Fingers. Always liked his long handlebar mustache when he even grew it bigger than that and stuff back in the day. Tom McGraw. Mickey Stanley. Brooks Robinson with the Baltimore Orioles. Dodgers team card. Hank Aaron with the Atlanta Braves, card number 100. I like that. Camden Disney says, so technically you could say you have a complete 1973 top set. Yeah, I could pretty much say I have a complete top set from when I started this series all the way through 1986. But only the fronts of the cards. That would be the only stipulation of my complete sets would be, yeah, I have the photography of all the top sets. The hours are coming down this week. Uh-oh. Think it might be this week, dear Paul? It could be. We'll see. And time will tell, and when it happens, it will happen. That's for sure. Then I go into review from YouTube, and we'll see how long the review process takes. I've seen it take just a day or two, and sometimes longer. So we'll just see what happens. And I'm sure when it does happen, I will get my information from them that I made my goal and fulfilled my standards for my YouTube channel. And then I will just continue doing what I am always doing. And that's creating new content and sharing all this information with my fans and my subscribers. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I do thank you for sticking with me on my journey. I really do appreciate you guys. Al Hrabosky with the St. Louis Cardinals. Just like that name. Hrabosky. Houston Astros. Team card. Okay. So hopefully, again, there's Luis Aparicio. Talked about him in the history of the card set. Okay. Harmon Killebrew, first baseman for the Minnesota Twins. Goose Gossage, Rich Gossage, the Chicago White Sox. Did play for the Mariners for a while. Dick Williams, Fergie Jenkins. Oh, it's just my love of the sport and the hobby, that's for sure. I'm by no means an expert in the field, but I do love sharing the history of baseball and baseball cards in general. But thank you there, R. Posada. I do appreciate the support on the channel, the support in my Patreon. If you do want to become a Patreon member and support me that way, you can do that. You will get something in return, no matter how small the level you choose. So I do appreciate that. I did get a couple new supporters that signed up in December for January's packages. I think I got one new person that signed up so far for in January, so they will be getting a package in February. But other than that, yes. And actually, I think the last person that signed up just signed up as a supporter, but indicated that they did not want anything in return. So I do appreciate that too. But I do like sharing what I have in my collection with people that do sign up in Patreon. But by any means, it does not bother me either way on that. I heard YouTube is taking Don's channel down after finding out he was stealing and sending signs to the Red Sox and through his YouTube channel videos. Oh, come on, Frank. That's cute, though. Oh, my word. I don't know. Anybody talk to Hats lately? How's Hats doing? Hats McGee, the obsessed Astros fan. Oh, my word. That with Houston and then now following up through Boston, because one of the coaches from Houston went up to Boston and probably decided to share the wealth on what they were doing. Now Boston's wrapped up in that too. California Angels team card there. Hats made a video on his thoughts. Yeah. I mean, quite frankly, I think that they're blowing things out of proportion. I'm sure that has been happening for years. And I'm sure it's not just Houston and Boston that do that type of stuff. That's why they just have to be very cautious with their signs. And probably every once in a while they need to change them up so they're not using the same signs. And try and come up with different sign sets for each different team. But I know that can get confusing sometimes for the pitchers, the catchers, the players. I was hoping the Mets wouldn't fire Beltran over that. They shouldn't. He did nothing to the Mets. Yeah, like I said, I think they're blowing this whole thing pretty much out of proportion. I mean, teams have been doing this forever. So it's not like it has never happened before in the past. I can see when it does get too far and too technical on how they give the signs, and then how they say, okay, this is what the pitcher said he was doing, so be prepared for this, and they give a clue, give the batter a heads up. I mean, yeah. Before you know it, they'll have little earbuds in their ears, and they can tell them that way. But, you know, it's just like having a computerized strike zone. What purpose does that do in the game? Takes out the human element. Nobody is perfect. Yeah. This all makes Pete Rose look like a saint compared to what he did. Sometimes, yes. Oh, yeah. Bernie Allen with the New York Yankees. There we go. Steve Carlton with the Philadelphia Phillies. Dearman 2019. You guys seen Dearman around the channels? He hasn't been stopping by much anymore. I know he's probably busy with his gaming. That's my guess. He has made some good friends on the YouTube channels, and that is good. But I do miss my buddy Dearman. Willie Mays. And I do apologize for Aaron Kinski and Dearman. I will be getting out with an order of 2 from my eBay page. They're Philadelphia Philly team bags. I want to send them out some cards. Keep Aaron Kinski in your prayers. He's got stage 4 kidney failure. He is waiting for a kidney transplant, so be in prayer for him that things will work out for Aaron Kinski. Okay. So 316 San Diego Padres. Shout out to Kevin's Card Collecting. All right. Billy Martin with the Detroit Tigers. Manager card. Gary Maddox. Lou Brock, St. Louis Cardinals. Okay, Boog Powell with the Baltimore Orioles. Rod Carew with the Minnesota Twins. right. Checklist card. Boyhood photos of the stars. There you go, Jim Palmer. Swimming in a swimming pool. Boy, he's young there, that's for sure. Boyhood photos. This one is Sam McDowell. Oh, it looks like it's just an earlier picture of him playing ball. Could have been in high school or right around that era. Rennie Stennett, Kansas City Royals. There we go. Gaylord Perry. Boyhood photos of the stars. Gaylord Perry. Chris Spear. Jim Hunter. And Bobby Mercer. Cool cards. Flashbacks to the past. All right. Tom Seaver. Joe Rudy. Jim Nettles. Chuck Tanner with the Chicago White Sox. All right. Oh, okay, Paul. You sent him some cards yesterday. All right. Yep, I'm going to get some Philadelphia Philly cards together and send them out. I got to make a run out after I finish this video here today and get a eBay order or two out. And then I will also be dropping off the 2 team bags for Aaron Kinski and Dearman 2019. Got to get it out quick. It's halfway through the month already. Pretty soon February will be here. Get ready to send out another team bag. All right. Vincent Romo, Johnny Bench, Cy Acosta, Jim Perry, Don Money, Ben Ogilvy. There you go, the New York Mets team card. Sparky Lyle, New York Yankees, when he was a pitcher back in the day. Sparky Lyle. All right, Dave Cash with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Shout out to Eric Jabs. Gaylord Perry, Cleveland Indians. All right. Willie McCovey, San Francisco Giants. Oh, I think your package will be tomorrow. Oh, I got a package coming from Paul. Cool. See, I got 3 packages so far for Family Mail Call Friday, this Friday, which will be combining that. I'm a day behind on my info on my streams because I ran out of time and wasn't able to record this up for yesterday. Johnny Jeter, Chicago White Sox. Danny Doyle. So yeah, so on Friday, along with Fan Mail Friday, I bumped everything back a day. So on Friday, we'll be doing Thursday's normally scheduled content, along with Family Mail Call Friday. So, and that will be fine for that day. Then I'll be back on schedule. Okay. And then I'll be working on in February, getting ready to buy my I'm going to probably buy 2 tickets for the Nationals in Atlantic City. Not that my wife might use them or might not, but just to have 2 tickets. That way, if somebody would need help, I'll have to double check to see if I can. I don't think it's tied to a name that I'm aware of if you do buy 2 tickets. Breaks and stuff. Happy hump day. Hey, Don. Nice to see you there, Coach Don. Appreciate you jumping into the live stream here. Getting super, super close to getting my watch hours. For those that new that might have just jumped into the channel, I need probably 65 hours or less. 65 by what YouTube has verified so far, and closer to probably about 50 with some of the video streaming that I do have in my queue that has not been fully verified by YouTube yet, but it's awesome, just rolling along there. Hopefully Paul's saying he thinks it'll be this week, but whether it's this week, next week, February, I know it will be, what's that, the way the song goes, soon and very soon. I'll just leave it at that. But there we go. Ty Cobb, all-time hit leaders. Ty Cobb with 4,191 hits back in the day. Lou Gehrig, Grand Slam leader with 23. Hank Aaron with total base leader, 6,172. Babe Ruth with RBI leader, 2,209. Then we have Ty Cobb with a batting leader average of 367. The all-time shutout leader is Walter Johnson with 113. Again, this is back in 1986 when this book was produced. And then we have the All-Star victory leader with 511. The all-time strikeout leader with Walter Johnson, 3,508. There we go. Juan Marco with the San Francisco Giants. Tick-tack, laugh out loud. It was a little early with January 7th. Maybe 10 days off. That's okay. It is and has been a fun journey thus far. Jeter cards are skyrocketing. Exactly, that's for sure. Derek Jeter. Greg Nettles, Red Schoendice, Ray Lamb. Rich Morales with the Chicago White Sox. Bob Moose, Oakland A's. Team card number 500. Getting closer. 160 more cards to go. Roughly. Bobby Valentine with the California Angels. Phil Niekro with the Braves. Earl Williams with the Baltimore Orioles. All right. Get ready, all. There we go. So, as we continue through on our journey here through the Topps 1973 baseball card set. Mel Stottlemyre with the New York Yankees Atlanta Braves team card. All right. Jim Fregosi with the New York Mets. Topps baseball were awesome in the 70s. I do like some of the layouts, the sharp designs and stuff back in the day. It's nice too, and with Topps, what they're doing with the newer sets and stuff is bringing back the throwback styles, like the 1984s for last year. That was a nice touch. I enjoyed collecting the ones that I did get in my collection so far. I still am getting some to fill some of the gaps, but I don't know for sure if I'll ever get all the 1984 subsets for the 2019 Topps. But it is nice to have a collection of them going on. Bernie Williams with the New York Yankees team card right next to him. Bernie Williams, of course, with the Giants. '75 was your personal favorite. That is cool. So we're getting close to that. Two more years. This is 73. Then we have 74 next week and 75 the week after. 77 is a neat one for me. That's the year I graduated from high school. I graduated from high school in 1977. And then, of course, I did not do much in baseball cards through that time, except I always did like the 1984 baseball card set. That's why I'm a big 1984 collector. I won't say a big 1984 collector, but I do like the 1984 style. Is my overall favorite, probably. Can't wait to see your 75 Topps collection video. Yes, that'll be, let's see, next week will be 74, and the week after will be 1975. 2 weeks away. All right. Getting closer. We got this page, one more page, and a few more cards on the last page. There's the dual player, or 3 players on the card. The rookie catchers, rookie pitchers, rookie third baseman, more rookie pitchers, rookie first baseman. I think it's probably American League, National League. Rookie outfielders, rookie pitchers, rookie outfielders, pitchers, second base, rookies, pitchers, and shortstops. We do have a few more up here, some catchers, outfielders, third baseman, and pitchers. And then we get back into single players and team cards again. Just picked up a 93 Topps 9 for a good price. Gold. That is cool. Angel Mango, Bob Barton, Cleveland Indians team card, Denny McLain, Ike Brown, Willie Crawford with the Dodgers, Cincinnati Reds team card, Jose LeBoy. There we go. That's cool, Don. 93 Pinnacle to be graded. I think I watched that when you were talking. I watched your video when you were talking about that. Chat Town Sports Cards. Nice to have you jump in here with us. getting close to the end of our set here, and then we'll have a time that we can chat on the channel. I'll turn the camera around so you guys can see me. But that's right, the anticipation of getting a graded card back and hoping you get a 10, as long as it was a crisp card, as long as it makes it there and you get a good grading. Do you send your stuff off to PSA? Just kind of curious. I know different people have different preferences. I pretty much, in light of all the controversy and everything going on there, give you a sneak peek over here. This will be next week, 1974. That will be PSA only. Yeah, that's what I prefer myself to. It's PSA. So let me, I'm going to get ready to move this monster book out of the way as we prepare to close this down here for now. See if I can get that there. Move this. Close the book down until next year. Next week, I'll put this off to the side of me on the floor so it's not in the way of anything. Let me get my as I get things ready here, I'll just give you a quick sneak peek outside here. You can probably see some of the whiteness out here, but you can see we got a little bit of snow. Not a whole lot of snow, but we do have some snow outside. Just show you outside in the backyard. That's our garden beds in the backyard. Can see the snow in the backyard. That's our neighbor's yard in the background there. He's got some plants and bushes. He got rid of a bunch of trees. He had a whole bunch more. But that is our gardens in the back there. Our apple tree, our cherry tree. We got some blueberry bushes on the back porch. But that's the snow we got. We're supposed to maybe get some more snow throughout the week, on and off. We'll see what happens there. That's my 1984s. These are original 1984s, and then all these different cards here are my 1984s from the 2019 set. Let me go ahead and get things back in order here. Let me get my phone plugged back in. That's Donald's garden. He planted seeds now. Boy, they didn't produce yet. Actually, we're gonna have volunteer strawberries this coming spring. Somehow some strawberry plants showed up in our garden bed at the end of our planting season. Okay, so get this all lined up here. Then I will get ready to turn the camera around to chit chat with you guys. We'll probably go a little bit over an hour here for the stream. So until that time, let me get my camera turned around so you guys can see my nice little mug. All right. So yep. Hopefully you guys are having a great week so far. Oh wow. We're up to 11 people in the stream. 11 people on the live. Do me a favor, don't forget the thumbs up in the stream if you can. Do appreciate those thumbs up. If you can, that would be appreciated, that's for sure. Let me do a refresh on my iMac here. All right, good. At least we made it up to double digits on the stream. I'm struggling a bit, but coping. It's Snow Joke. It's Snow Joke. Huh? Oh boy. No problem. We all know DB has about 20 Griffey rookies. Oh, I have a lot more than 20 Griffey rookies, that's for sure. But I do have a lot of, I've given away a bunch so far on my channel too. So, but yeah, everybody knows I'm a big Griffey fan. Cal Ripken Jr., Edgar Martinez, Ichiro. I do have a whole collection of Ichiros I'm working on. I do have a couple Ichiro rookie cards. I've got My one Pride and Joy Ichiro card, let me pull it out real quick, is probably this one here. I've debated on sending it in to get it graded, but this is the Upper Deck Ovation card. This is an Ichiro rookie card from 2001. So Ichiro has many, many, many rookie cards, and this is the bottom. It is number 41, and you can see the Japanese writing on the back. You know, we're getting a little bit of reflection there and stuff, but that does show you that is his Ovation rookie card from Topps Upper Deck. All right. But yeah. And then this is, didn't quite get the grading we were hoping for, but this is my 2001 graded rookie card that I do have of Ichiro. It was just graded as a 6. Extra mint 6. Has a little ding down in the corner down here. If you can see it there, a little white spot right there near where my finger's pointing. I think that was the main drawdown on the grading of the card. It has a slight ding up in the upper left corner, but those are my well, this ain't really a slabbed card, it's in a screw down, but yeah, those are and I do have some other rookies that are just normal rookies, but yeah, that gives you an idea. Just some and most people know who I mainly collect, but yeah, Randy Johnson, of course, he's secondary. Derek Jeter, I do have a smaller collection of Derek Jeters that will be added into my Hall of Fame collection pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. So other than that, I can't think of anything else to really cover for today. Anything you got, any questions you guys might have, anything you want to talk about on the channel or promote anything you got going on your channel, feel free to do so if you want to. I do not mind when people do that on my channel. I encourage it. We should help each other out in our community. Texas Card Collector, that is an awesome looking card. I miss Ovation. Yeah. So yes, other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap things up. I gotta go out to the store and get a few things, take care of some things, get a birthday card sent out for my mom. It's her birthday next Monday, so I do gotta get that in the mail so that she can get it hopefully in time for her birthday. But other than that, yes, I plan on getting ready for a good week, a good year coming up. Now that I'm getting rid of my cold, let me just get a sip of water here real quick. All right, yeah, Paul has an eBay page there. If you want to go to his eBay page and check out his store, that would be cool. All right, only 2 listings, but we'll be adding more this weekend. Okay there, Paul. Appreciate that. Lots of 2019 Bowman Mojos. Nice pull. All right. Sally Lloyd says, I'm snuggled in for the night. Yes, it is. It is nighttime for Sally. She always catches the stream before she goes nighty-night. So I do appreciate those, especially those from overseas. One of my other channels, Coffee and Jam with Chris, when they catch me, usually when I go live, it's early morning for them. So they might just have me on playing in the background. But yeah, usually they're sleeping. I don't expect them to get up all hours of the night just to hop in and see me, but I do appreciate when they do that. A lot of times Chris will do that. when she might not have to be to work so early in the morning. Um, that's no problem, Sally. No problem, Sally. All right. That's why I have not said anything about it. In your time, in God's time, God will provide. All right. Has anyone heard from Dragon Lady? I do see her sometimes online. She should be coming back from the Philippines, to the best of my knowledge. I know while she was in the Philippines, she was doing her lives, and she did get monetized. So she did get her watch hours. She does a little bit different stream than most of us do. Um, oh, Frank Scar Corner. I was just going to ask about Dragon Lady. Yeah, she and it's nice to, she does the kind of, let's be friends on each other's channels, and so I do like that. Yeah. Oh, you're worried about it because of the volcano. Well, I think I kind of know pretty much where she was in the Philippines. I don't know. I've been in the area, and matter of fact, 2 years ago, when my wife's dad passed away, we were in the Philippines, and we did go and visit the resort area near where that volcano did erupt. So me and my wife are very familiar on the area on where that took place. We have been there. We have seen it before it erupted. One of these days, I might highlight where the area where the volcano erupted. We have one of their T-shirts where it says Tagaytay. Tagaytay is the name of the town nearest to the volcano. But yeah, none of it sits out in the water, but it's not too far from the mainland. So I mean, it is causing havoc and destruction in the area near the volcano. There's a volcano warning in the Philippines. Yeah. Oh yeah. It is constant. It is in eruption stage now, so it is erupting. But that just means pretty much because the top of that volcano, it's the top of a mountain basically that's underwater. But now that I would say, you could say the island surrounding it's a small island, so that island of course is now going to grow. It's going to become a bigger island now, because as soon as that volcano and the lava comes up and erupts, it goes right into the ocean. But that's what's causing. They do get the black clouds, but they also get the white clouds from the steam from the water as it lifts up. So it's going to be, it's kind of a unique situation where the volcano is. It's a bit like Hawaii, similar to the volcano that they have in Hawaii, yes. But this volcano was just a standalone. Nobody lived on the volcano itself. They lived in the surrounding area. So yeah, so that's pretty much how the volcano in the Philippines, where it is located. There's no big, there is of course the fallout of all the ash and everything that's involved when the volcano does erupt and spread everything around the immediate area. So yeah, the local areas that are closest to the volcano were definitely affected. Um, but there definitely is lots of damage to the surrounding area in regards to that volcano, and it will continue to erupt for probably some time. But yeah, I haven't really heard. I can check and see when she did her last video. Matter of fact, let me do that real quick. While we're here, let's see. Dragon Lady Philippines. Let me see if this is, there we go. Let me see if I can figure out when she posted her last video. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Go up here to her video page. Looks like her last video she did produce is probably 6 days ago. So yeah, I haven't heard nothing recent. Okay. 2 weeks ago, 6 days. That says it's a New Year party part 2. Yeah, so I don't know for sure. Yeah, I haven't heard anything recently from the Dragon Lady Philippines. I do know that she did get monetized. It doesn't really show on her. Let me see if she put anything on her About Me tab or anything like that. No, she hasn't really changed anything there with that. Let me go to my channel. See, it does show I'm still alive. I've had 9 views on my video I posted just before I went live. Click on my About Me tab. I'll turn the camera around and just give you some quick stats before I do sign off for the day. Back camera. There we go. So again, I did reach a goal here this last week. I went over 100,000 views on my videos. So for all my video content, again, I joined June 20th, 2008. So I have had YouTube for quite some time, but it wasn't until last April when I started my sports YouTube channel. Okay. Along with when I hit my 1,000 subscribers, and then added By God's Grace, and added my other content onto my channel. So other than that, I will probably get ready to wrap things up here in a few minutes. Let me go to my studio. So I will show you the actual stats on my channel for my goal toward monetization. You can see I'm getting closer. As you can see here, grow with YouTube. It has me at roughly an estimate 1,080 subscribers, 3,935 watch hours, getting very close for that now. And then if you go to your analytics tab off to the right here, all right, so these are different areas that you want to check. As a matter of fact, I got to go in and work on my comments since I was gone for 2 days. Get those all caught up. You want to make sure you keep your comments all caught up to date. I'll just go into that real quick, and then I'll go to my analytics. I do have some comments to go through here really quick. And be careful when you are commenting to videos. Make sure you don't do like 1 or 2 word comments to a video. YouTube does not like that. You can see I do have 1 likely spam. I'll see who sent that. That's a separate tab. If any are held for review, depending on keywords that YouTube looks for, but then it'll default and go up for all of your main content, okay? And it will list everything here until you have made comments on that, okay? So that's one thing I just want you to be aware of. Make sure you are going through and commenting to your people that comment to your videos and your items on your channel, okay? So make sure you do that. But to the analytics page here, you can adjust this here. It'll default and show you the last month of your stats, okay? But then when you go up here, you have a tab that you can switch right here, and you can go, so you can see for your last 365 years, that's how YouTube monetizes you. You can find your lifetime stats, which you'll see my lifetime stats. I am over 4,000, but they don't do the lifetime of your channel. They just do your last year, which would be, they go back 365 days. So every day that changes. If you lose some of your older content, then you would lose that. As you can see down here though, for back in January, I did not have very many views compared to towards the end of the year and into this year. So yeah, so you highlight over this and you can see there I have 3,949.5. So I need about 50.5 hours that would be in the works. So that is just a down and dirty where you can go and check in your studio what your different stats are on your channel. and you can find all different information on your dashboard. It'll show you your last videos. You can go in here. You should go in here and review the new news from YouTube. They do have more, and you click on the Learn More. It does bring you to the actual page for a lot of the different things that are listed in here. But go in here and check out the YouTube news so you know more information about what YouTube is doing in changing things. So, and then you have a page here where you can check all your videos, all your uploads videos, all your live videos. There's 2 separate tabs here. But yeah, the main ones you want to check on a more regular basis is, again, your monetization and your analytics. Your YouTube analytics tells you your views, your watch hours, up or down subscribers, and then your estimated revenue. This will start showing up once you get monetized. You'll get your estimated revenue projections from YouTube. So other than that, I can't really think of anything else to discuss at this moment. So without further ado, I will get ready to say my goodbye for the day, and we will be back tomorrow. Don's a lot older than we thought. Oh my word. No, my channel's not really that old. Again, that was just when I was posting videos up to have them put up somewhere. That's why I have, if you go through my different videos in my channel, you'll see the older ones back in 2008 when I kind of started the YouTube process. Was when I loaded up a lot of the videos and content from the mission trip that me and my wife went on. So that's what a lot of the older videos are from the 2008 year. So at least one thing that is nice is once you do get monetized with YouTube, then all of your content does get counted once you're monetized. So that'll put me close to about 5,000 watch hours once I get everything included into it. And then you do, of course, any new views that you get on your older videos count as new watch time on your content. And not from when the video was posted, but when the video was watched. So that's why watch those old videos, they count as current watch hours. So that does help out in the long run. But yes, most likely I probably should get there by the end of the month. We're only halfway through. Today is the 15th, right? So we've got 16 more days in the month of January and only 65 or less hours to go. So in time, when it's time, it will happen, and my channel will go under review. Once I'm under review, I'll just make the big announcement that my channel is under review. And then once the review process is done with YouTube, which they say could take a couple days to a week or 2 sometimes, it just depends on what they see and what they find on your channel and your content. So one thing of advice would be is make sure you continually put up good content on your channel. Okay? So other than that, I can't really think of anything else to say. I do appreciate all the support I get on the channel. I appreciate you guys visiting me on my channel, spending time with me when I do go live on my schedule. But I really do appreciate all of the people that support me in this journey. Okay, Sally says, good luck. I'm heading off now. I need some sleep. No problem, Sally. I appreciate you very much. You're one of my faithful subscribers from across the pond. All right, and I do appreciate all my international subscribers. Yes, I will be back tomorrow morning, same bat time, same bat channel, with the next episode on my channel. So salute with this hand, wave goodbye with this hand, and we will see you guys around the channel. I appreciate you guys coming to support me and being with me on this journey. Take care, and Lord bless you, okay? Bye now.